In our long history here at CBM, we have commissioned thousands of missionaries to go and to preach and teach, baptize and build churches. And what a difference Canadian Baptists have made in the world. Today a new model has emerged. It's co-mission, but with just one M. Co, because we are mutual partners with churches in the Global South. And of course it's still God's mission as we continue to bear witness to His work globally. At CBM, we believe that co-mission happens in, through, and around local churches. I want to introduce you to two people that I'm really proud to have as colleagues here in this co-mission. Bruno and Kathleen Soucy are our Latin America team leaders. You've worked in Rwanda and now in Bolivia. You give leadership to our work in Latin America, in Bolivia, Brazil, El Salvador, Cuba, and Nicaragua. You provide support to our field staff and work with our partners throughout Latin America. So first of all, Bruno and Kathleen, you went to Rwanda 10 years ago and you went to Latin America, I think it was 3 years ago. What has changed in the nature of our work with partners since you first went out on the mission field?
I'd say probably the major thing is that when we went out, we had this heart for the church. We had a heart for the poor and the social action part of the church. And it was kind of like we were doing those things in two separate streams, thinking that both equally important, but they were kind of fairly distinct. And I think we've made a lot of progress with our local churches in understanding the basics of integral mission, which is a very old concept. We think of it as we've just discovered this new thing, but in fact it's very old. But that whole thing of the faith being your proclamation is demonstrated by your actions, and likewise your actions are an expression of your faith, and so those things be integrated. And that's in some ways it's a subtle difference, and in other ways it's such a basic concept that we're trying to transfer to our own people and to the churches and partners that we work with.
Tell us a little bit more about who are our partners currently in this co-mission.
Well, one thing that we've seen, especially where we are right now living in Bolivia, working with the local church, and that has been, you'd think that would be pretty basic, but the local church work that we've been involved in around engaging our Canadian constituency. So when we have short-term mission teams that come, we're only working in areas where the local church is engaged. And you know, that hasn't always been the case. But for us, that's been such a wonderful way to connect in a very deep way with our partners and to grow and learn in what is this integral mission together as Canadians and Bolivians.
Wow.
We're also, again, with the local church in Bolivia, we've kind of, in a way, almost forced our partner, but it's having a really good fruit in the sense that we see churches, small local churches, without any training, they've just read the Word, and somehow they figured out we've got kids that have needs, we have old people that have needs, and they just do it. And then we find them and we come alongside and help enhance that with them a bit. We've also been working in Cuba, which is a very exciting place. It's I don't think anybody really knows where the future is going with Cuba, but what we're seeing and the people that we're with, it is exciting. And that particular denomination is extremely thankful and recognizes our role in, yes, we work with the local church, but in this case we're working through that organization. They are the leadership for that local church, and they really appreciate, I've told us many times, you guys are an institutional partner helping us to move our people in a certain direction, and so we've played a small role in that.
Excellent. I'm grateful for all the work that you're doing in leading our team in Latin America. Ask yourselves the question, how is my church co-missioning? I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thanks again, Bruno and Kathleen, for being with us, and God bless you, and may God continue to work in our churches.